some little hotspot, and then I need some checking of the mobile hotspots. There's no one here yet, so I must have to make an adjustment. So bear with me, folks. We're almost ready. All right, here we go. We got it. All right, we're in. We got it. We're in like Flynn. Everybody should be getting their notifications. Hey, here we go, y'all. We're cracking the codes. We're gonna walk you guys down the road here. We're gonna have this is true testimony, no hearsay. You guys are gonna get the information. We're gonna share with you guys what we found. We're gonna give you guys some solutions, but we gotta wait for everybody to show up, especially Stacy. All right, man. I hope everybody's doing okay out there. Oh my gosh, keep your head on a swivel. Remember, the most capable hand is at the end of your wrist. And tonight is the information tonight that we're going to share with you guys. I mean, this is really something, okay? It really is. And it needs your attention, okay? It really is. Just, I mean, this is getting really nuts. All right, so here we go. We're going to try to click on here, catch up with you guys. I don't know if you guys can see that thumbnail and what it says. Let me know what you guys see. What's up from Oregon, Florida. We got people from all over the place. Arkansas. You know, this chemtrailing, the more we talk about it, the more it's going to become more mainstream. And that's the goal, right? We cannot hush about this anymore. And we cannot be told, you know, that we don't see what we see with our own eyes. And we don't smell things in the air that we don't smell, and we don't see dirt coming from the air landing on our stuff that shouldn't be there, and that, you know, we don't feel well, and there's a reason behind it. We're going to share that in tonight's video. So we're going to wait for everybody to show up. Stacy's right behind me here. She's going to be getting going here in a second. And what's up? Missouri, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Oregon, Pennsylvania. Next stop is Hilton Head. We're going to be there next week. So you guys will be able to have a meetup with us if you live on the East Coast somewhere over there. Oddly enough, you know that, so we have to go through Savannah and then hook up and then go up the coast a little bit. We're almost going back right where we were. It's not that far from Jekyll. So we'll see you guys at Hilton Head coming up next week. We'll have a meet and greet. Usually we get together, we have a good time, we hang out, share stories. And depending on the weather and what's going on, we might try to do something a little fun and hang out on the beach or just something like that, right? Who knows what. And then we also have a other meetup coming up if you're in the university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com, which we've already talked about, and we'll have more details coming up. And then what I got to do is see who wants to go out of the university first. We know John and Gretchen are going, and then we'll take it from there, okay? Because then we'll, you know, unleash it on y'all and see how many of you want to show up too. But we have a meet and greet coming up in Utah that's going to be very nice. Very nice. All right. So this year, 2025, I want to get out and do a lot of meet and greets with you all, hear your stories. You guys can ask us questions. We're an open book, and the events are all no charge or nothing. And we just hang out and have a good time. Okay. And so we really enjoy that. This is more than just a platform. All right. All right, let me get my links pulled up, y'all. We are still hustling tickets for the Homesteading Live Conference. I can't believe it. We are right around the corner, and we hope to see you there. This is a hands-on live event where we have the Amish and Mennonites, and 45 days. That's all we have left, okay? We have some awesome vendors. We're going to have food at the event. We have our great lineup of speakers, everything like that. I'll just line that up for you right here, speakers, and then you guys can look at some of the speakers. And then you can jump up to the get tickets thing. Great lineup of speakers. Dr. Leo, it's the only conference that he's doing next year, so that's really cool. That last year was the same conference. That makes us feel special. Plus, you guys can come to that one information. He's easy to talk to, since we were just talking about bees on the channel. He's a natural beekeeper from southern Missouri, actually from Russia, and he's a good friend of ours and our families. And we're friends of his families, and he has great advice on how to keep bees, how to collect swarms, and how to do the thing, okay? He gives away information for free on his website, horizontalhive.com, and then you know how to make a swarm trap or a bee hive. And if you can't make it, if you're not handy, you can buy one and he ships it out to you. Okay, so he'll be there. So get your tickets to the conference. We hope to see you there. We have some available. It's limited seating. We have so much planned. We have, I mean, even if 10 people show up, we have a puppet person that's going to do puppets with the kids. She's going to make puppet with the kids and also do a balloon thing with the kids. We have a face painter there. We have the jumpy stuff for all the kids, you know, so we have stuff for all ages. We're going to have classes for the kids. We're going to do butchering hands-on, fermenting hands-on, all this stuff, microgreens. We're going to be talking about this whole lifestyle and everything you can do to get away from the system so you can be more. If you even live in an 18-wheeler, we can teach you how to grow some food for yourself and how to be more self-sufficient.
We're going to do microgreens. We're going to do lots of hands-on stuff. So from canning to fermenting, you know, making vinegar. We're going to talk about sourdough bread. We're going to talk about essential oils. We're going to talk about defense. If you want to raise
personal defense, homestead defense, you guys should be there
or
for that.
Even
We're even
going to
have a simulator, so you guys could go into the simulator with the pew pew. And Jesse's there. He's a Marine, super good dude, and he can walk you through all that stuff. And he's going to have a simulator there and an 18, like a big car hauler trailer. It's really nice how he has it set up. And you guys will be able to go through that thing to get some like real life kind of hands-on experience, right? So that's very valuable. And we just have a great lineup of speakers and anybody else.
We're talking about
Dr. Jones.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of herbal medicine. I have midwife. We're talking about high blood pressure. We're going to talk about herb walks. Anything having to do with living a self-sufficient life to make yourself healthier. You can learn it all. From solar, how to run a homestead successfully, mistakes people make. We'll talk about off-grid living. We're going to talk about just so many different things having to do with homesteading and just living this way. Tons and tons of stuff about gardening. So if you want to know how to start seeds, if you want to save seeds, if you want to grow a successful garden, things to deal with pests. I mean, just everything, the whole gamut. We're going to talk about how to eat organ meats that taste good. We're going to talk about
how to counter all this stuff that's going on.
Yeah, and how to eat real foods, not take so much supplements.
Yes.
That's what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight, a way we can counteract some of the stuff in the sky. So I'm going to give you some options on that too. So it's just going to be the whole gamut of everything. We're going to have a rabbit guy, Jeremy Chambers from Independence Acres. We have people talking about goats. We have just so much stuff. So it should be a lot of fun. I got, there's music and it'll be totally cool. Some cool vendors, lots of cool people. I'm going to have a meet and greet with single homestead people. And it should be wonderful. So
and no swingers.
Hope we get to see you guys there.
So there's the link to the Homesteading Life Conference. We hope to see you guys there. It's really going to be a bang up good time. And then we have Stacy's Women's Conference. That's in October. So if you want to get tickets to that, they're both at the same website. All you got to do is kind of sniff around a little bit, and you can get information on both. And Stacy has a really nice conference. It's very limited seating, and all the food's there provided. We have food from the farm.
Good food.
Yeah, it actually is very nice. All right. Now I'll get you guys up with the link for the chocolate tea and all that good stuff, all the stuff that can help detox your body. And then we're going to get right into this thing, right? I'm going to show you guys what we found. We're going to give you our personal testimony. You guys know if you follow our stuff, basically we've talked about this a couple times in our videos. So in the wintertime here in Missouri, we get pretty, doom and gloomy with the no sun and stuff. And so Stacy and I have an RV. And we've decided to, make sure we travel around, and we like seeing you guys when we do it. And so we've been traveling around late this winter, trying to get around some sunshine. And the one time we left just a little while ago, we left from here and we went down to Corpus Christi. And so from here it was foggy, and we went all the way to Corpus Christi, Texas. We're in northern Missouri, and no lie, y'all. This fog was all the way we kept driving and thinking, man, we're going to get there. And the closer we get, the more this fog is going to burn off.
It took us 3 days to get there.
Yeah.
It was fog the whole time.
And so we got to Oklahoma and it was still foggy and we're still just driving, and we get there and it was foggy for the first 2 days. So for all the travel days there in the first 2 days, it was foggy. It burned off and it was no fog for 2 days. And then it started back up again, right? And then we were like, man, now it's time to go home. That was crazy. They had better weather at home. And so we didn't feel that hot when we left that place, to be honest with you. I don't know. I didn't really, no, that wasn't until later. So we left there.
No, it wasn't. We were there, it was.
We weren't feeling good.
Walk,
you could smell it.
Well, no, because I had to walk I walk the dog all the time. So I would be out in it in the morning and at night.
Yeah.
You could just see it and
smell it.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to a point where we were like, man, we don't even really want to go outside, right? So then we went on our next little thing. We went to see you guys down in Florida, right? To Tallahassee or the Panhandle.
Yeah, we went. Yeah.
Yeah.
A Perdido.
Yeah, Perdido Key. And then so it was the same thing. We got all the way down there, and then the fog rolls in, and the fog's there for like, what was it there for like 2-3 days or something?
It was there too.
Yeah. And so then we come back home, right? And so Stacy, we're not feeling good after that one either. But the next one, when we went to when's the one you got really banged up at Jekyll?
When we were driving, I never got better from before. Yeah. I always kind of.
So I think the main one that got you was when we were at the.
They were both. It was all combination, and overall that time, I think it was just too much.
So seriously, we don't really get sick or anything. I mean, unless they're, force feeding us the stuff, okay? And we're going to go over the analysis. We actually found someone who did analysis on the stuff. This is a very good video, y'all. Hopefully you share with your friends. So no joke, Stacy's going to tell you how she's been feeling for like a good solid 2, maybe 3 weeks.
No, this has
4 weeks.
It's been, I wouldn't say even like stuff's been not right since December.
Right.
January.
But I mean, for real, you were like, and like laying on the bed and everything the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
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 3 weeks tops. All right. So tell them what happened.
Well, it's not like a normal sickness, I remember I used to get sick all the time when I wasn't eating right and all that. If you get a cold or if you get a flu, but this was like something just different and weird. I could breathe in and out of my nose, and but then you kind of got a little stuff in your chest, and I just felt like I didn't have any energy. My heart would race. It was just crazy, like something just weird, like nothing that's ever happened to me before. And it would like kind of get better, then it would get worse, and it just kind of lingered on and on and on. It was just terrible, and you just felt like you were in this funk, and your body just didn't feel right, And I know a lot of stuff to kind of do to help yourself. So you're trying to support yourself, letting your body to try to detoxify it from what I'm thinking is in the air, what's going on.
But little did we know.
So then Doug found this.
Like, I'm out there hunting, y'all. I have, some time on my hands. You know what I mean? So that's why I try to find this information out for us, because I know a lot of y'all, you're at work and you don't have time to do all this stuff. And so, I'm not a super duper deep diver or nothing, but I do want to know, like, why are we seeing fog? Why are we not feeling good? Why is this thing, like a lot of people I'm talking to, a lot of you guys are leaving comments talking about, man, we had some fog, or the chemtrails are so bad.
Weeks and weeks. My kids aren't feel good.
No energy.
So what he's going to show you guys something, but I just want to show you that, we are very powerful healing beings.
Facts.
And so the thing is if we can support ourselves and do a lot of these things, then it could be very helpful for us. So he's going to play
We're going to give you some answers, some things you can do. You guys are kind of want to know these regimens so you can start taking care of yourself, because we're getting doused with this stuff on the daily. Okay. Kennedy's talked about it. Trump's talked about it. I showed you guys in the last video, a congressman tweeting about it. They all know what's going on. There's 31 or 32 states that are trying to ban it over their state, which they can't because it's federal airspace. But everybody's talking about this, and it's getting more and more mainstream the more and more we talk about it. And people are going to wake up and start saying, wow, no wonder my plants won't grow. And wow, no wonder I've been feeling off. I'm just not right. Like, I don't feel right. Not to mention it's the 5G radar and the food processing food all the time and the high fructose corn syrup and all these dyes and all this other stuff. But all this stuff is working in concert, one man's opinion, to take you out and to put you into the arms of Big Pharma. All right? So now I'm going to try to do this. I'm not the world's most savvy internet dude or nothing. I do all right. But here we go. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what we found here. And we're going to listen to the old gal here with the qualifications. She's doing the homework. This is the same gal who also, if you guys remember, she chased down the pilots that were actually spraying the stuff over her house. Okay, so that they were, yeah, that's her. They were spraying the stuff over her house. She watched them do it. She's been watching them for a while. She got tail numbers. She ends up at the airport. Hey, man, what are you guys doing? And gets into this lengthy conversation about it with them, what they're doing. They totally admit to what they're doing. No, not. That's her. Trust me. I mean, no half-forked tongue. All right, so let me see if I can do this. And, oh, I think I got you. I think I got you, y'all. All right, you ready? That's the actual fog she actually had sampled, and you guys are not going to believe this. All right? Make sure you guys share this stuff with your friends, and here we go.
Go through tellurium, thallium, and yttrium. These are not supposed to be there. This is not something that's common in fog. Another sample that I did, bromine, tin, more silicon. For your audience, silicon is incredibly difficult to push out of the body. From what I'm gathering, the only thing that can do it is your liver, really, is your liver and pushing the garbage out into your lymphatic system and then sweating it out. And I'll prove it. I'll prove it to your audience, okay? These were some interesting things. You always see platinum and you always see silicon. Well, as it turns out, platinum works with silicon. Here's what's really interesting. When I received the samples from the Florida fog, they were styrofoam. They literally were styrofoam. People were saying, why isn't this snow melting? Why is it snowing in Florida? Well, it's not snowing in Florida. It's not cold enough to snow in Florida, right? Why is this stuff dropping out of the fog? I mean, what would you do if you had fog and then it was sitting there like styrofoam in Spain? It's not, right? So platinum, as it turns out, can be polymerized into polystyrene, which is styrofoam. It's a catalyst in producing styrene monomers. It reacts with silicon. This was all by design. This is why we have, and it's also used in biosensor and hydrogel technology, but they planned this very well. Then I said, okay, let's look at the snow. So pure state of Wyoming, right? We don't have pollution. I mean, we just really don't. Wide open spaces, there's only about 500,000 people that live here. So I started photographing the snow and I'm like, wow, I've been looking at polymers for a couple of years and that's exactly what this is. Wouldn't melt. This is most likely something that's looks like graphene, which I can't prove. I can only get elemental analysis, not a full-blown formulation, right, from the electron. But you see here, these are going to be made of silicone, and I'll show you. And who knows what kind of a metal this is. It could be graphene, it could be something else. But again, the same contaminants. Look at the silicon, zirconium this time, yttrium, bromine. Same thing here, bromine, silicon, platinum. Look at that, 40% platinum on this wishbone looking thing. So some of these metals really, really surprised me. Then I said, okay, I'm going to take blood. And this is over 2 years, right? So some of these are, I did a long time ago. And I want to show your audience what I found here. So this is blood in phase contrast. So this is going to be a polymer. I call them white blood cell fields of death out here. So as I go through and I zero in on this is really, really interesting. It's called comparative microscopy. So I'll take a look under bright field or phase, and then I take it over to the electron and say, oh my gosh, I hope I can find this again, like needle in the haystack. So as I zoom in here, Charlie, I'm going to forward it. And I'm going to ask you, what do you see? Okay, so I'll zoom in here. Do you see this fiber?
Yeah.
Look at the particles along the fiber.
Yeah.
So you can see them pulsating, right?
Yeah.
And for your audience, I look at this and I've studied synthetic biology books for about 1.5 to 2 years. In synthetic biology, these types of things are labeled as carbon dots or graphene dots, And I thought, you know, those fibers that you see oscillating, those have to be, it has to be some sort of a superconductive, right? It looks like to me an electron harvest from the blood. They're harvesting something from the blood, and then making it electrical. Well, our blood contains obviously the electrons, right? I was able to find in something called a Buffy coat, where I'm just looking at the white blood cells and what the contaminants are, like what are you gobbling up, and you know, can I reproduce this somehow and isolate it? And I did. And you can see here that, yeah, we've got 36% carbon, but we also have silicon. Silicon is a superconductor. It's used in quantum technology, like for its superconductive abilities. But I also have platinum, strontium, and then another look, when I look on the fiber itself, I've got silicon and platinum again, and then tellurium, strontium, platinum, silicon. So basically what I'm saying is the same contaminants that are being sprayed, right, that are in the snow, in the fog, are also in the blood. So then I went through and I said, okay, this is an odd looking red blood cell. In this number 2 spot right here, it looks like a claw. Can you see that on your screen? So again, silicon, strontium, and tellurium. And I'm like, you know, they're spraying this stuff. They're obviously proliferating their tech. I analyzed let's see this one. Yeah, okay, here it is. This was what I call a sensor. Came out of a person who had one of the injections. I pulsed it with a magnet, so I was able to change the inside and the outside of the structure. So obviously that tells us this is inorganic, right? We know that. It's probably silicon. I didn't have the electron microscope at the time, so I can't prove it. But look what I did find. Yeah. So I literally called this guy Pedro because I had to try to slap a name on it because it scared the living daylights out of me. You can see, and so I call this a hydra. It does have some aluminum in it, most likely graphene. But look, does that look like a face to you?
Yeah. It's scary, isn't it? Eh?
What would you do if that came up on your screen?
Oh.
You know, I mean, this stuff is real. It's unfortunate, right? It's stranger than fiction. But aluminum, and again, tellurium, most likely has graphene. I can't prove that here. But then I wanted to look at sweat. Okay, how is the body of these things? This is abnormal. This is actually abnormal and tight like a pine tree. You know, your crystallization. That doesn't happen here anymore. And I thought, geez, this looks more like I'm looking at polymer sweat, like polyethylene glycol, right? And then of course your broken up metals. But I stress to people, sweating is really, really good for you. This is also why they're trying to block out the sun. Some of the nanoparticles that they're using get degraded by the sun. So this is
military gadgets are
Oh, you gotta be kidding me right now.
And here's how
and for people to look up and think that this is all normal is pretty insane to me.
That's Maria Chrysler, Crisler. That's who's giving you the information.
Charlie Ward.
And on the Charlie Ward show, but we can't really do this stuff on YouTube. I'm taking a big risk. You can find them on the Rumble.
So then when I took it under the electron microscope, let's look at the little particles here, these tiny little particles. So I can zoom in on those, and then I can get an elemental ID. And again, look at the silicon, encapsulated in silicon. Very difficult to get rid of. It's not, you can't really take something, you know, like a chemical to break these down. You're going to hurt yourself. But I see europium here which is a lanthanide, which is in their patents. Tellurium, bromine, same stuff, right? Same exact stuff that's being sprayed. So that's part of my work. And then what I did was I broke it down. And for people that think that oh, there's nano and everything, it's perfectly fine. It's not fine. Over time, you can get, doesn't matter what the particle's made of, but you get bioaccumulation and you end up with cancer. Okay, so for educational purposes, nano is not fine. In the EU, your companies are required to label products saying that they have nanoparticles in them. In the United States, we don't get that. So they can put whatever they want into anything they want, and they don't have to label it. They could say GMO.
It's very, very important that the audience listen very carefully to what's going on here and do your research. And the reason why is that this is a very, very carefully formulated plan that goes back years to reduce the population.
That's all I got for you guys now.
How important that
We got to be careful. Too much of this stuff could get me into big trouble. Okay. What's going on? She's got the blood samples. She's following the stuff. Everybody sees it with their own eyes. We've done some homework ourselves too on what we can do to mitigate this stuff. We're going to try to share with you guys, like what helps Stacy to get better and everything else. Okay. So that's the Charlie Ward show.
On Rumble.
Yeah, you guys were listening to Maria Chrysler, Crisler. If you guys want to hunt that down,
you can listen to the whole interview. It's really good.
We try to put up as much information as we can here on, on YouTube and stuff, and hopefully you guys can chew on that a little bit. But we are letting you guys know, man, like this spraying stuff is very serious business, and it's this is the most important thing we need to be addressed. Okay, and like I explained to you guys, there's definite proof or records or whatever you want to say that they've ramped this stuff up over the last 3 to 4 years. They're doing 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more than they ever did before. Okay, I just did a video about the bees and their problems they're having, which I don't really go for farming bees the way they do, trucking them around in 18-wheeler trucks and moving around to these stupid almond orchards. But they are losing a lot of bees, and I know a lot of other beekeepers that are losing them well. And we're noticing the wasps are acting weird. The birds aren't really, as many as there was, I would say. And dang, a lot of people say the bugs are not smashing on their car like they used to, right? So Stacy's going to go over some stuff you guys can put into your life to help you out with this stuff, detox. And I'm just going to be quiet.
So for me, I'm just going to tell you kind of what I've done, what I'm doing. And just the big thing.
Can I interrupt you for one second? I want you to start when you first, when you got sick, and then just start working us out of that. How did you, what was your regiment? What were you doing? Because you were pretty bad. I hadn't seen you that bad. We've been married 20-something years. So that's probably the second worst time I've ever seen you.
Well,
So talk about what you did, how you peeled out of it, and then we'll go into some other stuff.
Well, I was just trying to nourish my body, like high doses of vitamin C. I was doing vitamin C. I was doing like smoothies, and my body was craving, just wanting, I was eating raw red peppers, and I was just wanting lots of vitamin C type foods. So after all that, I just was like, I need to really start, detoxifying my liver, because there's something going on that I'm not able to get rid of all that. So basically, you have to have major liver support. So lemon water with some minerals in the morning, first thing, because what we want to do is just look at everything that is going to honor and keep our liver clean, because basically your liver is that filter that's going to filter out all the toxins, and that is the organ. And if that's not clean, that's going to cause a whole host of problems. So for me, my big thing, I need the sun. I love the sun. It makes me feel good. It's going to reset your circadian rhythms. It's going to help all your hormones. It's going to help your immune system. It's going to help everything. In the middle of winter, we don't get it that much. And so that's what made it worse for me. So the big thing is I just try to be very strict with everything. I was going outside early morning, and I'm just telling you guys, getting outside is so crucial. We need to be apart with nature, and we really need to disconnect ourselves from these phones and cell phones and not have them on us all the time. I mean, be like, tell your family or whatever, I'm not going to have my phone with me today. I'm going to maybe leave it at home when I go here or I go there, or try not to have it with you all the time, or keep it away from you, or put it on airplane mode, bring it with you, but put it on airplane mode. because that's affecting us tremendously. So trying to keep all that away, making sure, of course, that you don't have all your stuff plugged in your house. You know, what do you do with the phone? I always forget. How do you, you unplug it,
The router.
the router and all that. Yeah.
Every night before we go to bed, it's not even in the same room as us or even in the same house because we have our learning center thing next door. That's where we keep that stuff. But I unplug all that stuff before we go to bed.
So that, of course, a lot of you guys all know that that is making it worse. But the lemon water in the morning, I put like a pinch of salt in it, drink that in the morning. And then she was saying sweating is huge. So summer is coming, you guys. Don't turn your air conditioning on sometimes. It's good to sweat. Your body is going to eliminate a lot of toxins. Sweating is one of your ways of detoxifying. If you have a sauna at your house, dry sauna, wet sauna, you go to the gym, go to the sauna. If you went to the sauna all the time, saunas are amazing, especially for women. Saunas are incredibly helpful for women.
Dry sauna.
And saunas,
Red
you
light.
need to sweat. So sweating is very important. So getting outside. So summer's here, you're outside, get out and sweat. Go for a walk. You need to sweat. That is incredibly important. So sweating is very important. Getting your sunshine, getting outside, no matter how hot, how cold it is.
But it's like a double-edged sword because then you go outside and then all this stuff's falling down on you.
Well, but we're going to be nice, clean. Like if you see tons of them right when they sprayed and it's starting to fall down, maybe you could wait a little bit, but definitely, get outside as much as you can, getting out in nature, because having the sun shining, being out, listening to the birds, all that is very healing. The other one was I did lymphatic massage a few times a day, which is huge because your lymph system is trying to work, getting rid of all that stuff that's inundating our bodies. So I talk a lot about rebounding, having like a little rebounding, like a little mini trampoline you bounce on. That's great for lymphatic drainage, but sometimes you can't, if you're not feeling well, or you're in a wheelchair, or you just can't do it, or maybe you're driving or something, I could do that when I'm moving. So it's called the lymphatic Big Six. You can check out, and tons of videos on how to do it. It's Dr. Perry Nicholson. It's not Nicholson, it's Nicholson, S-T-O-N. Dr. Perry Nicholson. Just put lymphatic Big Six and it'll show you all the areas. You're going to go here in the collarbone. You're going to go here in the neck and the lymph node area here. You're going to do under the arms. You're going to do right in the belly area. You're going to do your groin and then behind the knees. I was doing that all the time. Very, very helpful for everybody. Should be doing that. Anybody can do it. Kids can do it. Adults can do it. Just have a group of people get together. Okay, we're going to do the Big Six, and then everyone do it. And then you get in the habit of it because we want our lymph to be moving freely. We want our body to be a well-oiled machine. So just remember that. Okay. Another some for liver, you could do castor oil packs. So you can put them on your liver. That would be another way to do it. A lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are putting, they're putting it in their belly button. But for something like this, if you want to really get the liver, you can get a castor oil pack and put it over the liver, which will be highly, highly beneficial. And then, of course, we're talking about grounding, hugging a tree, sitting underneath a tree, have a picnic, being barefoot, sitting with your feet in the grass, reading a book, just sitting out, talking to your husband, your wife, your kids, and just telling stories. We need to go back to how things used to be. But grounding, because when you're grounding, you're discharging lots of inflammation that you're having in your body. And this is all causing inflammation. So we want to do things to counteract it. If you're wearing your shoes all the time, you're keeping that inflammation in you, and it's just static electricity, and it's just making it build up inside of us. So we want to just let it out. So
rebounder is excellent.
Yeah, Rebounder is excellent. Now, a lot of people I know are kind of, more nerdy, like the apps and all that. So there's 2 free apps when you talk about the sunlight called D, like capital D, like in dog, D-Minder. D-Minder is one free app, and the other one is a circadian app. It's just called Circadian app. It'll help you with the times when the sun is the most healing, like in the morning, in the evening, and the noon, all the different times. It's called the Circadian app. Those are free apps, so you can check those out, okay? Another thing for detoxification for your liver and your kidneys is dandelion tea. It's an amazing way. Dandelions are out right now. For most of us, they're all popping out now. These spring dandelions are amazing. You can use the flowers, you can use the stems, you can use the leaves, you can use the roots. So all those are great. But we also have dandelion tea at our Missouri Tea Company at our store, right?
Yes, here's the link. And yes, I go on the Rebounder. I love it.
Yeah, that's the one thing he does, because he doesn't like to work out or anything. He just gets on it and he'll bounce for a few minutes. And the cool thing about the rebounder,
I do farm workouts. What are you talking about?
but the cool thing about the rebounder is you don't need to go work out for 30 minutes or even 15 minutes. If you get on bounce on that, just 2 minutes, it's going to give you an incredible amount of benefit. So that's a really cool thing. And you don't have to wear a fancy workout outfit. You could be in your underwear. You could be naked. You could have your nightgown on. Who cares? Just get on it barefooted and you can go. Some of them, if you want a handle to hold on to, if you don't feel very steady, they have ones with handles on them, or you can just bounce a little bit and just maybe watch a TV show, watch The Price is Right or something, and you can bounce. Incredible way to help detoxify the body. If you're doing it and you're just kind of bouncing a little bit, you don't have to do anything fancy. You're going to sweat. You're going to work the lymphatic system. So it's just an incredible, incredible way. But then we're talking about the dandelion tea. So it's wonderful. They've also found that it could help with the spike protein.
Where do you get your dandelion tea?
I get it at the Missouri Tea Company.
Yes, the link's provided right here. Stacy and I sell only medicinal teas, y'all. So all the teas that we have available for you guys, which we're getting ready to add the hibiscus teas. For some reason, she's still working on this label.
No, it's not. I have to just give it to you.
So we'll have the university folks will know, and then I'll let you guys know if you're on our email list. But that's going to be popping here soon. It's a great tea for summertime, especially cold. But all of our teas are medicinal teas, and they help your body out. Plus, we have
Well, the other
beeswax candles that are 100% beeswax. They purify your air. And we have the stainless steel tea balls. So all that stuff that we sell you guys is actually good for you.
So the dandelion tea is one, like Doug and I, in the morning, we have been drinking it every single day. Doug and I have. And the other thing is the mullein tea. A lot of people are having respiratory stuff going on. So it's really good at helping to clear the lungs and all that. So the mullein tea is another great one that everyone really likes. So, so those are just kind of more kind of simple and easy ones, you know, and if some people, you know, you can dry your own dandelions and do your own too. So, you know, there's lots of ways. This is something that these are a little bit more inexpensive ways that you could kind of help with the body. Now I'm going to give you some other ones that are going to get a little bit more into it, but I want you to remember that I'm going to give you stuff that is considered from food, like whole food sources. This is not any kind of synthetic kind of supplementation or anything like that. This is all kind of from foods. So, the first thing I want to talk about, and I kind of talked about, I think was it last week or the week before, I'm going to talk about cell salts. Cell, like your cell, C-E-L-L, cell salts.
We have the leaves and the dandelion root. Well, all of that's in there.
It's a leaf and root mix, yes.
Because you want that root.
And the leaf, both.
Yeah.
So it's the one that they recommend, and the cell salts is the 12-in-1 bioplasma.
I'll go get the candle while she chops.
Okay. It's 12 common mineral compounds in this, and they're just basically found in the body. And the cool thing about this is it's going to go and help where the minerals are needed in the body. A lot of people find that they get energy back. The symptoms can be from like your nervous system, you're all whacked out, from a headache to a cold. So there's lots of different things. And so basically your body, you're just like a plant, you need minerals. So the cell salts are very helpful to bring that all back. It kind of helps you where you're lacking. So it just kind of helps your body to like absorb and replenish the electrolytes that you need. So those are the cell salts. Now, let's say you're having an issue. People do the cell salts to help with that. But also the cell salts are amazing just to help. If you just take, you know, a couple of them, you can put them in your water, shake them up, you drink, and just do it once a day if you're feeling okay. And then you may notice it'll start helping you. So that's some support. So those are the cell salts. So I'm just telling you this is what I have been doing. So I've been doing the cell salts. For me personally, when I was starting to feel kind of bad, I started doing the cell salts, and the second I took it, it made me feel better. I mean, within not even a minute, I started feeling better. And then I could feel it as it was starting to wear off again. And then it's sort of like one of those things, you keep taking it, and then eventually it's like you don't really need it anymore. But I am, and Doug is too, we are both taking the cell salts every single day now. Okay. All right. So then the other thing, so for me, I know, just hold on, I'm going to finish talking about this.
Move the notebook a little bit.
So there's a lot of things that I know that I need, but you know, for a lot of us, I don't want to be taking like this and this and this and this and this. I would like to find something all put together that comes from a good source. So I'm going to tell you, the one thing is, it's called Detoxify, and I'm going to tell you at the end here where you can get all this stuff too,
Yeah.
if you're wanting to do it.
What brand
But
of
it's
cell
called-
salts? Cell salts.
Well, I'm going to tell you in just a second
Okay, all right.
where you can get all this. So it's called Detoxify, and it helps with it's the safe removal of toxins like heavy metals, radiation, toxic residues from the environment. It helps your cells to be protective, basically. With antioxidants. It's also like a lot of people might even use this. Let's say you ate something and you thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get food poisoning, like you're in Mexico or something. It could possibly help with that. Heavy metals, yeast, mold, pesticides, glyphosate, bacterial toxins. But it promotes like a safe and natural removal of these pesticides, because this is all based on food source stuff. So it's got activated charcoal, which is known, it pulls and draws toxins. It's got a baobab fruit, which is very high in vitamin C. There's seaweed extract in it, and then shilajit. So you're getting the seaweed extract that comes from, the sea. So you're getting those type of minerals. Because as you notice, is there a theme here? Everything I'm talking about is minerals, minerals, minerals. Our cells need those minerals to protect. And then the shilajit comes from the land, and that's all full of minerals too. And it's going to help with the toxins. It's going to help eliminate all this kind of stuff. So it's sort of like all these things together, and it's all coming from, food sources. And then that way it's very gentle. So something like that, doing on a daily basis is going to be very helpful to help detoxify the body. So that was the one. So these two things, the cell salts and the detoxify, you can find at tmhw.net. So that's Tia Murphy.
I'm going to tell you guys right now. It's right in the comments.
tmhw.net.
tmhw.net. N-E-T.
And then when you go there, it's you'll see it. It'll say Detoxified, Dr. Tom Cowan, and cell salts, and it'll go through. And then you can go and click on it. You can read about it and all that kind of stuff. Because, like I say, all this stuff, you could do a million things, but I was just trying to do the things. And he doesn't like to do a million things either. So the cell salts just dissolve in your mouth. They really don't taste like anything, and they're very simple and easy to do. And then the detoxify, it's no big deal either with that one. So those are two of them, along with the other stuff I talked about: the water, the sweating, the sunshine, the big 6, castor oil packs, the grounding, dandelion tea, the mullein tea. We've been drinking that. I've been even mixing my mullein with my dandelion together. So when I make it for him in the morning, I'll do both of those. So I was doing that. And that helped me tremendously, because I kept getting that thing and it wouldn't go away.
Yeah, or she kept.
Yeah, and I still have a teeny bit of it, but
Yeah,
it's
you
not.
can kind of hear it.
Yeah.
But the mullein tea is great for your respiratory health, and our mullein tea is actually wild crafted and picked by fingers. Okay. I mean, I love that. I'm very proud of that. So here's our link right there if you guys want to get that mullein tea and the dandelion tea, the chocolate tea, and soon to be the hibiscus tea and the chocolate tea with mint in it. Am I missing one?
Our teas, we have matcha.
Oh, the matcha. It's ceremonial grade matcha tea. A lot of people like the matcha, and you might want to get yourself some of that as well.
Okay.
Yes, we ship to Canada. We ship all over the world, all over the flat earth.
Okay. Now,
That'll
the
rile
next
them up.
thing that I started doing, because I was also having, I forgot to talk about this. I was having a lot of digestive stuff. Like I was having like acid reflux. I've never had acid reflux. And sometimes I wouldn't even eat anything and I would have acid reflux. So I was doing that. And then I thought, oh my gosh. So then I just instinctually just started doing digestive enzymes. But come to find out that the digestive enzymes are very, very important. It helps your liver to stay clean, because it's going to help break down your foods so that your body doesn't have to work as hard. So let's say someone is already having a bad way and they're sick, or they have cancer, or they have adrenal exhaustion, or whatever, this is also going to help with something like that. But for us in this toxic world we're living in, the digestive enzymes are going to help with that breakdown of what's going on in our body. So I was doing, and he's doing them too, before we eat, a few minutes before, doing the digestive enzymes. Now, the ones that I like a lot, they're by MitoLife, and you can also find that tmhw.net.
Please slow down, Stacy. I'm trying to take notes. Don't worry, you guys can always rewatch the replay, plus you can always hit the rewind button or pause. But go ahead, baby.
So
she does talk fast. I tell her that a lot.
So you can find, it's the MitoLife, MITO, Life, LIFE. They have really nice digestive enzymes. And you can get that at tmhw.net. Doug will put that up there too. But you just take them before you eat. Okay. You can do more research on digestive enzymes. They'll put on their recommended 1 tablet before you eat. But like if you look at, you have like this mucoid plaque buildup in your digestive tract. So sometimes, I know a lot of people do a few more with your meals because to help with that. So, that's not something that I do all the time, but that's something that I was doing. So you do your research on that. I'm just telling you, this is what Doug and I do. Okay.
It works.
So we take our digestive enzymes.
We don't see doctors, and we don't have a primary care physician, and we don't play doctors on YouTube, and we don't play nice with people that are practicing medicine or the 3rd leading cause of death in America. But I digress.
TMHW.
.net.
And then
also, I'm leaving the link right for the comments right here.
And then you go to the top where it says supplements, and they'll have all the supplements on there, and then you guys can go there and you can see it, all the stuff. It'll have the names that I talked about on there. Now, here is the last one and I could go on for a long time. These are very basic, easy ones that I think most people could add to their life. We have been doing, Doug and I have also been, I've really been up in my vitamin C. We do smoothies every day.
Yep.
So we have so many berries from the farm here, from strawberries to blackberries, blueberries, and all that kind of stuff. So we're working on those, and I've been having smoothies every day with a nice hunk of ginger, and I've been doing that. So that's been helping too. So I'm just upping our vitamin C, getting those good antioxidants, the anthocyanins from those purple-based foods. So I've been doing that because I just want to flush my body with all this kind of stuff that everything is just going to kind of get out. So here is one that, and we've talked about it a lot, that I think is very, very important, is structure water. Because what's going to do is it's going to oxygenate the water so that you can pull it into your cells. So when the water goes through it, just think about when you structure water, what real water is, and what we're meant to have is the water that runs down the mountain. It's getting the minerals from the mountain, and it's going through, it's rolling around, it's doing all this kind of stuff, coming from the sky, all that stuff. And it puts it like in a vortex because it oxygenates the water, so that what happens is it's going to hydrate your cells when you drink it. So think about if you have hydrated cells inside of your body, they're big and full. Okay, they're like a linebacker, and then if any disease or bacteria, anything, viruses want to come in there, or there's no viruses, but it's just going to flush it right off of it. It's just going to flush it, and it's just going to go off of you. Now, if you think about your cells and they're not hydrated and they're shriveled up like a raisin, it's just going to suck up whatever, any toxin or mold or yeast or whatever. It's just going to suck up right up in there and then get you sick. So we want our cells to be puffed up like a linebacker. So that's what structured water does. So we can structure our water. There's a few ways to do it. Well, did you understand what I was talking about?
Go on now.
So
structure our water. There's a few ways to do it.
There are a few ways to structure your water. Of course, if you're getting it from a beautiful mountain and a spring and going through the walks and all that kind of stuff, that's great. Okay. Not everyone can get that. There are other ways that you can do it. You can do it manually, like by adding minerals to it. So like if I had a glass of water and then I put a nice pinch of unrefined salt, we like the Remedies real salt, the unrefined salt, and then you can stir it, about 15 seconds, maybe pick 10 or 15 each way and then stir 10 or 15 the other way. Okay. Because we're oxygenating it a little bit. We're stirring it, making kind of vortex one way, then the other way. Okay, that's one way you could structure water. All right. You can also, if you want to double whammy it, if you stir it with the salt in this way and put it out in the sun for a little bit, that's another great way of doing it. A lot of us, if we're drinking a lot of water, if I'm making, if I'm boiling potatoes or I'm boiling some rice or doing something in the water and I need a lot more water, that takes a little more time. So I have a structure that I use. Okay, this is a handheld structure, and inside of it, like when the water comes out, it's all spinny and vortexy. You can see it because it's oxygenating the water. So what I'll do is I'll get I can pour a lot of stuff, like a big gallon jug. I can pour it out and put it in another container, and then I will go ahead and structure my water.
And that's from tmh.net.
tmh.net.
I'm leaving the link for you guys if you want to look into it or just read some literature on it.
Yeah, on the structure
water
unit.
Structure. We really can't talk about it too much.
Yeah, so that basically, you can get a whole house unit. You could get one for your hose. You can get one for your shower. You could get one just to carry around with you in your purse. They even have them smaller, I think. But I absolutely love this thing. It's very, very handy. I can take it with us if I ever, go someplace. We take it when we travel. So I really like the structure. But the structure, it really does help to hydrate those cells. Yeah. So those are the things that we are just really working on and trying to be very consistent with. Maybe a little bit later we can talk a little bit more, but I think this is a really great place to start.
We have felt different after drinking structured water.
Totally.
Your skin's more bouncy. You feel more hydrated. You don't have to drink as much water.
Oh yes, and the
water stays in you. You're not peeing as much all the time, and the chocolate tea really doesn't keep you up at night. I mean,
Well, you have to.
I like to have it in the morning. It's not really a nighttime tea.
Yeah, well, and then some people do drink it at night.
Yeah.
Like if you're really sensitive, if you have let's say you've had a chocolate bar or a piece of chocolate cake and that might keep you up, then I wouldn't probably do it at night. But I know there's quite a few people who do drink it at night. It tastes great. We always say we love it with maple syrup. It's so good. So those are just a few things that I think are kind of simple that a lot of people,
She was on those salts what is it?
The cell salts?
Cell salts like crazy.
Well, when I was
take this. You got to do it every 15 minutes. Take this, take this.
Sick.
That's one of the things about homeopathic medicines, y'all, is you got to stay on it. You know what I mean? You can't just do it one time and just every 10, not 12 hours. It's like bam, bam, bam. You really have to keep feeding it in yourself.
Because my body must have really, really needed it from what was going on. So, but then now we just do like one time a day right now, Doug and I. So that's what we're doing. But I want you to just do your research. I mean, I'm just saying this is what we did. Go do research on all these things that we're talking about and then see what you guys come up with. But those are just, like I say, simple things. And you can get all the stuff at tmhw.net. And that way, and you can learn more about it too. Or if you have any questions, leave a.
I've been watching you guys for 5 years. I feel the husband is not on the same page as the wife. I feel the husband. What husband? Not this husband. Your husband, Angie. Thanks for watching for 5 years. We appreciate you. Stacy, your fire cider not helping at all.
Well, maybe Valerie, maybe look into the cell salts too.
Yep. Okay. Get some honey garlic going too.
But
guys, that stuff is awesome.
But see, right now we're in a whole different world.
Yeah,
here.
we actually are.
I mean, everything you can do, I would be throwing everything at it. But I think the cell salts was the big thing. It really was a huge thing for me.
Yo, they won't let us talk about the chemtrails that much. They block our videos and stuff. They really are legit doing that. COVID now you can talk about. They don't care. No one's going to be held accountable. Fauci's going to be in St. Louis on October 7th, so maybe I'll get spicy and go down there and crash his party. But no one, this is a big mess out here, right? But one of the main things that we got to get under control is the spraying of our ceiling. You know what I mean? The spraying us like bug stuff.
I forgot one more thing.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm just looking at, where did she say? Where is it? Go back down a little bit. No, go up a little bit. Yeah, Kimberly. So
the link to the structured water devices right here. I'm going to leave it right now. Tia Murphy Wellness.
tmhw.net.
tmhw.net. I'll leave it for you right here. I'll even put structure.
Yeah, Kimberly's talking about Dr. Carolyn Dean. I love her. She has a great book called The Magnesium Miracle. And she says she's got liquid magnesium. That was the other thing that I did. I forgot to tell you about that one.
Yeah.
The other thing I did is I did so much. I kept for weeks and weeks and weeks. My eye was twitching because I was my minerals had just been sucked out by
And that's
all
us
the stuff.
using Redmond salt, Soleil water, all the stuff we use. So it was even sucking more out.
So I've been doing a lot of magnesium too. So magnesium was the other thing. I don't want to forget about that. That's crucial.
We still are doing
for us.
magnesium quite a
Oh
bit.
no, I'll never stop doing that one.
What was the cell salts again? Who makes it? Herb.
Well, it's you can get it through Dr. Cowan's. It's the one that I really like is the Schussler's. And they got books and everything on it. So it's through Dr. Tom Cowan. He's
How do
selling
you
it
use the
through-
matcha tea?
So, where did you see that?
She buys all the tea. She wants to get the matcha, but she's not sure how to use it.
Would love a smoothie recipe. So on the smoothie recipe for the matcha, I would just put it in, like if you had strawberries or something, and then you can just put like a teaspoon in there and blend it up, or half a teaspoon, and
Really?
that's all you need to do because it's a powder. So you could do it like that.
Now, why would you do that? What's the benefit
Because you're going to get the benefits of the
of the
The
matcha?
matcha.
Well, tell them
Yeah.
what the benefits are.
Oh, it's like a super antioxidant, really high, like really good antioxidant.
I didn't know you could do matcha in your smoothies, y'all. This is next level sales
What
here.
are you crazy?
Now we went from the tea on the matcha, the ceremonial grade matcha. Now you can put it in your smoothie, y'all. We should be sold out by this time of this video is over.
Yeah, and like, shoot, I don't have. Okay, so I'm lazy when it comes to stuff. So when I make my matcha, what I'll do is I will go ahead and put some my matcha in the jar. Okay, and then I'll put it with a little water. All right, here's a little water in there, and then I will squirt a little honey in there.
Well, last week you did fermenting, and this week you won't even
I
make a
know.
matcha. You got this airplay going.
Well, and then shake. Do you? I think
No,
I
it's
showed.
all right.
I'll
Just
show you.
You showed them before. Just shake
And
it
then I
up.
shake it up till it gets frothy, and then I'll put ice on it, and then I can drink an iced matcha. If you want to make a matcha latte, once the ice is on there, then you can put some little milk on there too, and then drink it. So that's my cheater way of doing it.
Dang, y'all, if you buy matcha tea from anywhere, buy it from us.
And then, so the other way you can do it, you can do the whole traditional cereal matcha, you can do it with a whisk. Once you get it, you're going to put it in a little water. You're going to whisk it up really good, and then you can drink it hot. You can drink it hot, or you can drink it iced. My preferred way, I do like it iced. So that's how I do it. And I just shake it really good and it froths up. So you do it however you want. So I like the way it tastes, especially with a little honey in there. And it's like a little dessert for me once in a while when I do that with some raw milk. I love it. But you can do it like that, or just do it plain with the green tea, just green. So there's lots of ways to do it. But if you're going to put it in anything, just blend it up in the smoothie, and it's fine.
Can beeswax candles purify the air? A simple Google search. But what makes it truly unique is that the beeswax candle can also help to purify the air in your home. This is incredibly versatile natural resource releases negative ions into the air that binds to the positive charged airborne particles such as dust and pollen, helping to neutralize the pollens, the pollutants, and create a cleaner environment. Oh my gee. Y'all, we have had testimonies from people that get our candles, our 100% beeswax candles, like you see right here, shining so bright. This was our 9-incher. I burn this every day. It's been burning ever
But
since
we
last
have
week.
other sizes like 3 inch,
Oh
4
yeah,
inch, 5 inch,
yeah.
6 inch.
Don't just focus on the 9-inch.
Yeah.
And we have some emergency candles as well. But these do, they really are good for you. They clean your environment. We pour them ourselves, 100% beeswax, 100% cotton wicks. And they're fantastic. They have long burn times. If you that you look at, you can see the burn times. We actually have some emergency candles as well. And it does purify the air. It's no joke. Okay? And they're very good. You'll smell the difference in your home, I promise.
So Norma, she says she burns the candles, but your filters turn black. So would you like to see, Norma, the way you can stop your candles and not have any smoke in your house?
Oh, it's all about the shut off, Norma.
Yeah.
Get yourself a toothpicky.
Or whatever. Use a knife or whatever, but a toothpick. Okay, so here, any candles. Here you go. Watch.
Don't Spill it now, man.
All you do is I just get it and I'm going to push it in the wet wax like that.
You
and
push the
fill up.
wick into the wet wax and then pull it back up.
No smoke.
No smoke. It's no joke. You don't have to have one of those fancy candle putter outers or anything.
And the snuffer will still be smoky.
Yeah.
You just put it in
You
the
see any
wax and
smoke?
push it back up. There's no smoke.
No smoke.
No, that
Now it messed up our view here. We look a little darker.
Yeah, I light it back.
No, don't worry about it. But that's how you put it out, just like that,
Yeah.
right? Man, look at all these great tips you guys get here. I love this channel. We love you guys too. Do we have goats? No, we do not, because goats are overrated. We have lots of beautiful hair sheep. They're called Katahdins.
And they are very cute.
And I love them so.
Yes.
All right, see any smoke? That's because those are the best candles on the market. They don't smoke. As long as you follow our shut-off instructions. All right, so you guys learned a bunch of stuff tonight. If you guys missed the first part of this video, make sure you watch it. We're talking about the stuff falling from the sky and the mysterious fog that has gripped our nation for a while now, and it's making people sick. And there's reports all over the place about it. It's not a joke, and we're not kidding around. Stacy even got sick by it and stuff. We try to share our
I
recipes.
know. That's not. You do not say you're SICK. You're detoxifying everyone.
That's what it is.
You're detoxifying.
We're
your
trying
body
to get
is
these
trying to
chemicals
get
out.
Yes.
And so that's what she's been working on the last several weeks, y'all. And
I know. I feel great now.
Yeah, once we got it under handle, we wanted to share the information with you on how you can detox as well. And
Yes.
It all starts with our herbal teas. They're all medicinal.
But just remember, liver
and there's the
support.
link.
I'll go over everything. So check into all the stuff we talk about. I'm just saying this is what we do. Lemon water in the morning.
Yes.
Sweating.
Out of a copper mug, y'all. Let me explain to you the benefits of drinking out of a copper mug. I know you want to hear this, you guys. According to Ayurvedic medicine, drinking water stored in a copper vessel, such as a copper mug, from Doug and Stacy, which I'm leaving the link for you guys right now. Hold on here. You guys you listen to what this says now. We don't make this stuff up. And it actually works. You actually will feel better. Okay, now listen. On an empty stomach, detoxifies and cleanses your digestive system first thing in the morning. Copper helps stimulate the stomach muscles to move waste products through the intestines and out of the body. Copper kills bacteria, the two common bacteria that cause serious illness. Copper also helps prevent bacteria that causes diarrhea from drinking bad water. Man, this stuff is awesome. Drinking from a copper cup has been shown to boost the immune system and improve digestion. Drinking from copper cups also aids in the production of new cells that help replenish the topmost layers of your skin. So if you got that crusty, scaly old skin, you might want to have a copper cup. Copper is the main component in the production of melanin, and that's the pigment responsible for your hair and your skin color and all that stuff. We have the highest quality 100% copper mugs that you guys can enjoy. And if you get a candle with a copper mug, you'll even get free shipping. I'm pretty sure. Because, we have a shipping thing, but we have free shipping over a certain amount. So check that out. So drinking from copper is really good for you. Okay,
Yes.
what else do we do after copper drinks?
Sweating.
Yes.
Okay, you can go for a walk, get out in the sun, get hard, just sweat. Don't have your air conditioning on that much. You want to sweat to get rid of your toxins. Of course, we also didn't talk about, you got to make sure you're regular in your pooping. If you have a smoothie, that'll help you be regular too, because generally a lot of times after a smoothie you will, but make sure, you're not eating a lot of fried foods and all this. You want foods, you want your body to work really good. So you got to really eat a clean diet, a whole food diet. That's fairly important. The big six for lymphatic massage, Dr. Perry Nicholson, you can go look on YouTube. He has great videos. Do that.
We have coyotes, y'all. That's all.
She's barking at the coyotes.
She's letting them know not to be coming around here.
Castor oil packs. You can do a liver pack, castor oil packs. You can check into castor oil packs. Grounding. We talked about that to help discharge the inflammation. There was a couple free apps called D-Minder and also the Circadian app. If you want a free app to tell you when the sun is its most, strongest and most healing.
And you want to let the copper water, you want to let the water sit in there at least overnight. That'd be really good. But just as much as you can drink out of it, the better.
And then dandelion tea, very helpful at detoxifying the liver and the kidneys, as well as the mullein tea that you get from Missouri Tea Company, good for the lungs. Then the cell salts we talked about, you can get from tmhw.net to help, your cells absorb the minerals that it needs. And generally, it's like I was saying, for me, I was doing it and I would feel good right after I did it. And then all of a sudden I would kind of feel blah again. And then I was doing it. And then I feel good now. So, and that's the one thing now Doug and I are just doing every day, to making sure we're keeping those minerals in our body. And what the cool thing about it, it does help your energy levels. Very steady, it helps your energy levels. So if you're suffering from that, adrenal exhaustion, any of that kind of stuff, very, very helpful. As well as, I love the Detoxify, promote, safe and natural removal of, heavy metals, toxins, radiation, environmental things, bacterial issues, yeast, mold, glyphosate, any of that stuff. That's very helpful. It's got the activated charcoal in it, baobab fruit, seaweed extract, shilajit. Shilajit is an amazing detoxifier. You can look all that stuff up, but you can get that at tmhw.net as well.
We don't recommend drinking anything hot out of the copper cup. It is a metal and will transfer heat and burn your little lippies. And we love dandelion. That's why we have dandelion tea at our tea company.
And the dandelion's a mixture of dandelion leaf and root.
Yes, so get some. It helps fight the spike protein and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, Philip, Molly is definitely an asset. Oh, new Airedale. You got to make sure your Airedale gets a lot of exercise. So if they have a farm, and you got to train them, you got to be with them. Like when they're young, they like to chase the chickens and all that. You got to be with them. I mean, it takes a little training, but she's amazing. So yeah, and they're very good at getting rodents. Guess what I saw?
When you go to the link that we provided for you guys, look at the very top and you'll see structured water, copper, and tallow.
And then go to supplements is where all the other stuff is. Yeah. Okay. Then the other thing that we were doing that was helping me tremendously was the digestive enzymes. So with every meal I take, I do the digestive enzymes, because it's going to help the body break down the food to pull out all the junk, to get it out, making it easier on the body. And that's helping the liver. We want to just help the liver. Our liver, we want to let our liver just do the best it can to detoxify us all the time. So, and then that was also from TMHW. You just go to the supplements, and then it's the Life digestive enzymes. And then finally was structuring our, we've been doing that for a while, and tremendous difference on that. So the structure was great. So it hydrates your cells. Remember, I was telling, when we do the structured water, it's going to puff up those cells, so all the bad stuff just falls right off of it. And if you don't absorb the water, your little cells, even if you're drinking a lot of water, a lot of people are just drinking this dead water, it just goes right through them. You're just peeing all the time. Then you get shriveled up cells, and then all the bad stuff's going to go sucked in there. So definitely we want to structure our water either the way I told you. You can stir it, putting some salt in there, and then stir it, and then each way, maybe put it out in the sun too. A lot of people put crystals in their water as well. You could put quartz crystals in there. Some people might put shungite in there, and that can help do the same thing. Or you can get an actual structure unit. Okay. So you can go to that website, TMHW, and you can look at all that stuff there, and just do your research on all the stuff we're talking about. Okay. But this is just what Doug and I do, and I can tell the difference. Very much so. And the other thing is, just know your body is self-healing, self-regulating. It wants to be healthy.
But it has to have the proper
But you
inputs.
have to make sure, just like a car.
Utah just banned fluoride in the water. That's a huge first step.
That's
they
right.
know that fluoride is messing with your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is your spiritual connection that makes you aware and all things positive, right? And why everybody's all calcified and dulled down, that's a huge problem.
Go back down. I was just talking to Dr. Tom Cowan. A lot of these are his products, but you can get them at tmhw.net. So it was the cell salts, and then the Detoxify was from Dr. Tom Cowan. And then the Life was the digestive enzymes. Okay. And that was through.
If you had to start with
TMHW.
one thing, what would it be? Just one thing to start with out of all your stuff.
That you're going to. Oh, God. Well, I mean, there's all this other stuff is the free stuff.
No. Just the one thing for your health that you would do that you would recommend, just at least one thing out of all the stuff you talk about.
I would, if I had to pick out of anything right now, I would go with the structured water.
Sun and water.
Yeah.
Definitely
Sun and water. That would be number one. Yep.
No, that's not geese. Those are guineas. Those are the other watchmen of the homestead, y'all. If you got a homestead, you want some guineas. They're yakking at nighttime right now. They'll be quiet after a
Kimberly,
little
yes,
while.
you do need to structure well water.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, to structure water would be number one. Yeah, sun and water.
Yeah, sun and water are number one, y'all.
Okay.
And
Well-
then fasting. You know, fasting is very powerful.
Yes.
Very powerful.
But just remember, liver support. Liver support.
I don't even know what you're talking about. MLM products. I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea. Because it's not happening. All right. Which one of the cell salts? All of them.
No, this is one for most. The 12-in-1, the bioplasma.
Bioplasma.
That would be the 12-in-1 one. Yes. Yeah. Right now. But you guys can get into it. Start maybe learning more about homeopathy and all that. But right now, for a lot of you guys, because, you know, we don't need to get into like a lot of, you know, fancy stuff right now. This is just good enough, I think, for you guys right now. The 12-in-1 is pretty good.
That's not a water filter. It's a water structure. It doesn't remove minerals and it doesn't remove stuff in your water. That's a whole other thing that you'll need. And then the water structure comes after it and it puts your water back into a homeostasis state so that it'll nourish your body.
I can give you more stuff. And I mean, we already do this a lot, but also, you know, adding fermented food into your diet. You know, if you have raw apple cider vinegar, like a lot of people are suffering from sinus stuff now with spring, everything's blossoming. So like the mullein tea could be helpful with that. You know, nettles, like Doug and I added nettles this morning. I did nettles and dandelion this morning for us. So nettles good. Your local honey, all that's very good. The cell salts are helpful with allergies as well. Vitamin C, getting your sunlight, doing raw apple cider vinegar. All those things could be very helpful for your allergies as well. But
no, when you buy the structure, it's just a structure. There's no filters or anything. You just pass the water through it. That's a one-time buy unless you lose it.
yeah, and then on some these you can
that?
Stop. So you can screw these into different things, like they can squeeze into a hose, or let's say you had a shower.
And they have units where you can put it into your house in line to your water system and the whole line. Tia has all the information for you guys.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can talk to her about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're going to need filters too, because if you're bringing water in the house, you know, you want to filter that first and then restructure it after that. So, man, y'all.
Yes, Bobby. Or no, who is it? What did I say? Someone asked, it went too quick, about cell salts. It's not going to affect anything. You're just adding minerals to your body.
Sometimes you take a spoonful of.
What are you looking at?
Well, I'm thinking about the headache stuff. What is it? Spoonful
of
cream
of tartar.
Cream of tartar, yeah. Cream of tartar.
Cream of tartar, that you get, you know, that you can make meringue with, that you buy, you know, it's just like a herb. I use it to get stains out and all that. It's got magnesium in it too, so it helps a lot of times. That's in my remedy book.
Yeah, you could structure your water and then put it in copper. You'd be off the chain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I structure. Yeah, like I'll pour it and put it in my copper mug, and yeah, the better. All that stuff is good. Just remember, you are like a lot of water. Your body is mostly made up of water. So if you're putting good water in you, it's huge.
Man, all right, y'all. Hopefully you guys got some nuggets from this one tonight. I thought it was pretty important. Place to nettle to your tea line.
I'm trying, Deborah.
We're working
next.
on it.
It's after the hibiscus.
She's working on the hibiscus label now. We have that done probably tomorrow. We'll get it turned in.
Tomorrow it'll be.
And then we're also going to be working on getting the nettle.
Yeah, nettle's next.
Nettle's very good. But also you guys got our mullein tea, the dandelion tea. All these things have been proven to help you out. Medicinal teas have been around for thousands of years, and that's why we lean heavy on it. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody who did. And if you didn't,
Shame on you.
Gosh, can you help a guy
And
out?
then sign up if you're going to come to the conference because we
want to see you
all.
guys at the conference, homesteadinglifeconference.com, held in Vandalia,
And then some
Missouri.
people are asking, you can, there's hotels all over in Hannibal,
Yeah,
Mexico.
just look it up. Google is your friend. We have some links at the thing, but just use your Google, check it all out. Hope to see you guys there. It's going to be a 2-day packed, fun, great event. We're going to have wood cook stove demonstrations, all kinds of demonstrations, hands-on information, and all from people who are experts in their field that can help you out. They have the hours put in, okay? And they can answer your questions and help you out. So that's really good too. Also, you can pick up all your products at the general store, the candles, the tea, all that stuff helps support what we're doing here. And, and it actually helps you out. That's the best part about it, is that it actually helps your health. It helps your body. It helps you mentally, physically, and all that stuff, even emotionally, because you're helping do good with it by helping us. And then we have the Tia Murphy lineup over here. You can get a water structure, some of these other supplements. Yeah, she does some doTERRA or whatever. Who cares? Multi-level marketing. I mean, you know how many moms do doTERRA and make a few bucks? I mean, come on, man. This is in the 80s.
No, Young Living.
Whatever it was. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I just saw the comments about it. You know what I mean? I got much bigger fights.
So if anybody is...
I got much bigger dogs in the fights around here than that kind of junk. And then if you don't like it, just get your essential oil somewhere else. That's pretty simple. All right. And that's all I got for you guys. If you're watching the replay, leave your questions down below, and we'll try to answer those as well. All right?
Oh, yeah. The other thing I tell you that I was doing detox. We were doing detox. Actually, we'll do one tonight. Detox foot baths.
Yeah, the detox foot baths are very good.
I was doing baking soda in there, and
with
I was
bentonite clay.
Bentonite clay.
You can get that at our link. It saves you money.
Yeah, then was you magnesium flakes in there, or Epsom salts you could do, and I was even putting a little borax in there. We did a little borax in there too for
and
boron.
then we would get that as hot as possible, so your body really sucks it in.
Yeah.
And we would set in that for as long as you could take it, which is usually about 20 minutes, 30 minutes if it's...
No, we did. It was about 15, 20 minutes because the water gets cold.
Yeah, the water gets cold.
So we were doing that too.
All right, I was just looking for some last minute comments. How much clay in the foot bath? She just goes like...
I'll put like a 3/4 of a cup or a half cup, whatever you got. I just like.
Come on, man. If you guys have been around here any stitch of time, Stacy is not a measurer. When she made the cookbook for you guys, man, that was something, because she had to go through and write down all the measurements for the cook stuff. Because she's not a measurer. It's a dash and a dib and a drip and a drab. You know how it is.
I mean, you don't want to put so much in it that it's like a paste or anything. But I'll put like a half a cup of baking soda, maybe 3/4 a cup of the bentonite clay. I'll do like a half a cup to a cup of the Epsom salt or the magnesium flakes and all that. And then on some of them, then sometimes I did a little borax, like a half a cup of borax in there, just to help detoxify. So if I see if I see there's a lot of chemtrails and we're out in the garden outside a lot, I mean, we definitely will do that. So
no, boiling water can't make it structured water. But if you're gonna boil it, you might as well just do
if you
distilled is better.
No, for what? For what?
Just cleaning up the water.
Well, no, for I was gonna say if you structure it and you boil it, it still stays structured.
Right, but you can't structure it or boil it to structure it. Something totally different. All right, see you guys on the next one tomorrow. Possibly, I gotta go get some hay, but I think I'll be able.